Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Rukas, and Dr. Joe Rukas, actually, and I am going to be the person who is creating your lectures for your serial homicide course. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to the course, and I hope you find it very enjoyable. All right? So, unlike many of our courses, the topic of this course is really self-explanatory. Serial homicide is serial homicide, and that's what this course will cover. However, we're not going to cover it in a vacuum. So before I get started, there's a couple things I want to warn you about that you should not do when taking this course. First of all, do not attempt to contact any serial killers or any correspondents. There have been instances in the past where students have attempted to contact individuals that they've read about because they're alive and want additional information, and that puts people at risk to being very easily manipulated. Remember, these people have manipulated sufficiently that they have been able to get away with killing numerous individuals. So, please do not do that. All right? Second, do not forget the victims. Something we're going to talk about much more later on in this course. But many times when we look at here serial homicide, we are so engrossed with the perpetrator that we forget the victims that have been killed, and there are a number of reasons for that. And finally, and this is going to be something that's going to be the challenge of your final project in this course, is don't ignore the potential to stop a problem before it starts and take proactive steps to reduce serial homicide. All right, so first of all, serial killers. Serial killers are an interesting thing to study because we hate them as a society. We really, really do. Yet for some reason, we can't get enough of them. And we find serial killers to be crazy, but we don't like to think of them insane. And as a result, we have things like numerous television shows, numerous television shows that cover this. But in reality, serial killers are actually very rare, and that's something we need to take into consideration. That said, the inordinate amount of coverage that they get, again, gives them a very special place in our group psyche. So first of all, serial killing. Serial killing is just a made-up definition. It's a legal fiction, per se, if you want to look at it that way. We don't know what it is, but we know it when we see it. If we want to look to the United States Code, this, by the way, is taken from Title 18 of the United States Code, Chapter 57, Section 1111. The term serial killer means a series of 3 or more killings, not less than one of which was committed in the United States, having common characteristics such as to suggest reasonable possibilities that the crime were committed by the same actor or actor. That said, there is some debate in serial killing. Some people believe that 2 individuals is enough to constitute a serial killing, while many researchers like it to be 4. As in many conceptions we have about serial killing, I'm going to be quite frank about this. I'm going to ask, does it matter? Does it really matter? Serial killing, I'm happy with the definition of 2. There are some that want 3 and some that want 4. That said, we look at Ted Kaczynski, he killed 3, but by all other accounts, he's a serial killer. So I want you to keep that in the back of your head. Now, one other distinction, I think that is a false distinction, but I want to go over it, is mass murder versus serial killing. All right? Mass murder is different from serial killing in that it's a one-time event, and also it's a one-time event that occurs, something like a school massacre or somebody going to the workplace and shooting a number of people, whereas a serial killing involves killings that have been done over a period of time. I am going to argue that while there is a distinction, this is a really false distinction, to the point we're actually going to be covering mass murder in this course because I think it deserves voice. But both kill and both create panic, and again, this course will study both. Next, I want to talk about some myths about serial killers. Serial killers are very heterogeneous, and they come from all walks of life. They come from all races, classes, genders, and economics. They span the age range. Some are younger in the just post-adolescence, while others become serial killers later in life. We tend to think because serial killers are able to evade law enforcement and commit multiple murders that they have above IQs. While there's some characteristics of some classifications of serial killers where that may be the case, by and large, when we look at them, they run the IQ range as well. And one last myth that we frequently have about serial killers is that people want to get caught. By and large, most serial killers take the time they take and go through all the effort they go through for the purpose of just the reverse. They don't want to get caught. As a result, they become very precise in what they do. All right, so I want to talk to you about what the structure of this course is going to be. It's going to be a series of lectures that will be a combination of both a discussion of serial killing. That will happen in weeks 2, 4, and 6. However, I want to have a balance between serial killing and issues that surround serial killing so that you can take steps as part of your plan at the end of the semester to try to reduce serial killing. One thing I think that's really important with serial killing is to realize that these individuals, while they are monsters, they're also human. So I've gone to great lengths when possible to be able to let you hear serial killers in their own voice via video, or in the case of Ted Kaczynski, you'll actually be reading his manifesto where he tries to explain why. When you look at these folks as individuals, you'll come to understand why it's so difficult to just classify these people generically as monsters, because there's a very human side of them, and to the point where when you're watching them, you're going, really? This person did all that? And it's just something I really want you to keep in the back of your mind as we look at serial killers. Okay, now, final thing I'm going to discuss in this lecture is the structure of the course and what your grading is going to be about. All right, there's going to be 3 series of items that are graded, all right? The first of which are going to be reflections. For each reading that you have every week, all right, or video that is assigned, all right, you will have to write a reflection. Each one of these reflections is going to be worth 2 points of your grade. The reflections are designed to do 2 things. First of all, I want to make sure that you did the readings. Believe it or not, there are times that readings get assigned in courses and students don't do them. And reflections are designed to deal with that and watch the appropriate videos. All right? And I also want to have you think about it and give your reaction to it. So for each reading or video that's assigned, so you're going to have 2 assigned readings. Don't count the Takata airbag reading, by the way. That's going to be the exception this week, because you're going to have to write an essay on that. But for the 2 readings that are assigned this week, for each one, you're going to write a reflection that's 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph will summarize the reading. The second paragraph will be your reflection on it, your opinion. All right? So you will have a total of 4 paragraphs for 2 readings. I would ask that you put those all on one document and upload them on the Reflections tab under the assignments in Blackboard. All right? Now, in weeks 2, 4, and 6, where we talk about serial killers, you're also going to have additional assignments. You'll note, by the way, in weeks 3, 5, and 7, I'm going to give you lighter reading assignments and fewer reflections so that you can work on the group project, which I'll talk about next. But you're going to have essays on serial killers that are going to involve outside research. In these units, we're going to talk about typologies of serial killers, and I'm going to give you an example of someone that fits each typology. All right? What you're going to need to do is do outside research that finds another serial killer that meets one of the typologies discussed, and write an essay of 800 to 1,000 words describing what the serial killer did and why you believe the serial killer meets that typology. Last but not least, you're going to have a group project, which will constitute a little over a third of your grade. You're going to be divided into teams of 5, and you're going to have a 15-page assignment that must be at least 3,000 words. All right? Now, why am I going over this? Why am I doing both a word count and a page count? Because you have the option of actually putting in more text to fill in your 15 pages, or what I'm going to require, and you'll see the grading rubric actually for all of these assignments in the syllabus. But what I want you to do is to create some sort of graphics to go along with this. Now, what your group project is going to be is you're going to need to come up with a plan of 3 items that can be put into practice or public policy suggestions that you believe would reduce serial killing. Now, one of the things you're going to learn through this course is this is much easier said than done. All right. Now, assignments that do have things due, you're going to have you'll have three parts of the assignment due. The first of which is an outline of your plan, which will be a very short description of what you're planning to do. The second will be your lit review, which should be at least 1,250 words so that you've got part of this paper killed. And the third part of it will be your actual assignment. Now, I do realize that many people think about group work and go, oh no, why? I hate that. Well, the fact is one of the realities of our digital age is that more and more people are having to do group projects remotely. In the real world, and something that I actually do, I work very closely with many of our AOS faculty, which are located in different parts of the country. I have to work with them to do projects. And that's something that is going to increase more and more and more as the traditional office becomes outphased and many more people start working in a digital version from a variety of different locations. Ergo, we as a college have an obligation to make sure that you have this skill when you graduate. That's the logic behind this. All right, now, last but not least, I'm going to give you this week's assignment. There will be attached an article you see about a Takata airbag recall, all right? And these airbags were mismanufactured and killed a number of people. What I want you to do is to read that article and tell me if the CEO of the company should be considered a serial killer. There's no right or wrong answer to this. I simply want you to give me a why or why not and give me your opinion in a 600 to 800 word essay discussing your thoughts. All right? With that, I hope you enjoy this course and find the information helpful. And have a fantastic week. Take care.